Pokemon are known to leave hints to their future projects in their games, so what secrets are waiting to be found in Scarlet and Violet? This is gonna get a bit crazy. I mean, new evolutions, new Mega Evolutions, a new Eeveelution, but for now, we're gonna start our search at Narania Academy. In Classroom 1D, you can find 2 students, one with a Riolu and one with a Shinx. Speaking to the trainer on the left, they'll tell you that Riolu becomes mega awesome once it evolves. This could easily be a reference to Mega Evolution, since, Mega Lucario is not only a fan favorite, but also a very important part of the story in Pokemon X and Y. Turn your attention to the other student though, and you'll see them talking to their Pokemon, saying it will be your turn soon, Shinx. Could this student be telling us that Shinx, after evolving into Luxray, will soon have its turn to get a brand new Mega Evolution? It would make a lot of sense. Luxray is one of the most popular Pokemon of all time. It's a great candidate for a new Mega Evolution. However, according to user Killjoy Player on Reddit, who apparently replayed through the game to get to this point, this reference actually doesn't exist in the original Japanese. But still, if new Mega Evolutions make their way into the upcoming Legends Z-A, I think Luxray would be a great choice. I know everyone talks about how Luxray should get a new Dark type, but I also wonder if this hypothetical Mega Luxray would work better as a fairy type, with its name referencing the word lux, meaning a measurement of illumination or light, and the fairy type has multiple references to light, with moves like Moonlight, Dazzling Gleam, and Light of Ruin. I wonder if that would make more sense thematically. I don't know, let me know what you think, I suppose. There's also a hint towards a Generation 6 Pokemon evolving. Before we get into that though, Legends Z-A is likely dropping a new trailer this month or next month, so I would strongly encourage you to subscribe, because I am incredibly determined to figure out as many of the secrets hiding in these trailers, and trust me, you do not want to miss that. I did discuss this in another video talking about Generation 6 Pokemon that could get new evolutions in Legends Z-A, but Dedene's Pokedex entry in Pokemon Scarlet seems to hint towards a new evolution as well. Keeping in mind this isn't referenced in any other game, its Pokedex entry in Scarlet says its electricity generating organ is not fully developed, possibly hinting that the Pokemon as a whole is yet to fully develop or evolve. I've always liked the idea of Dedene's evolution being more of a glutton. It would allow it to stand out from the other Pika clones while still keeping the design elements of being, a cute electric type Pokemon. I mention it being a glutton as reference to some of its other Pokedex entries, characterizing it as a sort of tricky and malicious Pokemon, stealing electricity from outlets after sneaking into people's homes. Perhaps after stealing enough electricity, it finally evolves, becoming greedy and gluttonous and maintaining its tricky and malicious habits. Design-wise, the concept is fairly similar to Greedent, but it should still be able to easily stand out by leaning further into the fantasy and electric type design elements. This next hint actually starts outside of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but I want you to hear me out on this. After 2025 started, the Pokemon Center officially began a series of promotions titled Year of Eevee, teasing exclusive merchandise like new plush toys, new figures, all set to release throughout the year. While it only focuses on merchandise for now, what if this year-long celebration ends with Eevee finally being given a new evolution? On top of this, the past few years have been full of theories about a new Eeveelution. Most recently, fans have been speculating that Legends Z-A will feature one, since it takes place in Kalos, the same setting as Pokemon X and Y, which were the last games to introduce a new Eeveelution. But there's even more to it than just those 2 hints. When Scarlet and Violet launched in late 2022, there were a lot of theories once again regarding a possible new Eeveelution. The main crux of these theories was Penny, a trainer that exclusively uses Eeveelutions. To summarize, when you defeat each of Team Star's squad bosses, you get a TM that relates to the type they specialize in. The Dark type user gives you the TM for Foul Play, the Fire type user gives you the TM for Flame Charge, and so on. As the leader of Team Star, you'd expect that Penny would follow this pattern. All of her Pokemon know the move Baby Doll Eyes. Her Sylveon uses Moonblast, so these would both be appropriate options, but instead, she gives you the TM for Draco Meteor? Okay, it actually goes way deeper than this. Okay, so You know how each attack in Pokemon is either physical or special? Well, before Generation 4, whether or not a move was physical or special was instead determined by the move's type. Every normal or fighting type attack was physical, and every fire, water, and grass type was special, for example. A fun fact about Eevee is that all of its evolutions match the types that were considered special: fire, water, electric, psychic, dark, grass, and ice. The only exception here is Sylveon, since the fairy type was introduced after Generation 4. However, there's one type considered special that was never used as an Eeveelution, and this was the Dragon type. It all seems to hint towards a new Dragon-type Eeveelution. Maybe it was originally intended to be added to Scarlet and Violet, maybe in its DLCs, but I think it makes much more sense to be introduced in Legends Z-A. Perhaps being a sort of mortal enemy or rival for Sylveon, which was introduced in the same region about 12 years ago. In Pokemon Shield, Sylveon's Pokédex entry mentions a Galarian fairy tale that describes a beautiful Sylveon vanquishing a dreadful dragon Pokemon. In Ultra Sun, it says it will unflinchingly charge at dragon Pokemon that are many times larger than itself. It would be really interesting to see these small tidbits of lore referenced in this Dragon-type Eevee's design if we do eventually get it. We know that Eevee's genetic code is described as being unstable, hence its ability to evolve into so many different Pokemon, so it's not out of the blue for this Dragon-type evolution to perhaps be much larger and, you know, sinister and imposing than its other forms. I really like this Dragon-type Eeveelution theory, but it really makes me wonder what else we're gonna see in the next trailer for Legends Z-A. Here's a video where I figure that out. Just click on it and you can watch it right now and find out when the starter Pokemon will be revealed, for example.